Good evening, Room 207 students. How are we doing? I'm here to do your nightly read aloud with Rossi of Crenshaw. And we are on the last chapter of part 2. And in this chapter, Jackson brings us back to the present. And he kind of sums up a little bit of why he's thinking about having his imaginary friend. And he's coming up with some new ideas about this. And then tomorrow we're going to start the last part of the book, and it's going to be part 3. So this is the last chapter, and I'm going to start thinking about that synthesizing I was telling you about earlier, where you're putting everything, you're starting to put everything together and making sense of it as a whole. Okay. I've sometimes wondered if I was kind of old to have an imaginary friend. Crenshaw didn't even show up in my life until the end of first grade. So one day at the library, I looked it up. Turns out somebody did a study on children and their imaginary friends. Fact is, 31% of them had an imaginary friend at age 6 or 7, even more than 3- and 4-year-olds. Maybe I wasn't old after all. In any case, Crenshaw had excellent timing. He came into my life just when I needed him to. It was a good time to have a friend, even if he was imaginary. All right, so I'm going to start thinking about that synthesizing. Okay, and Crenshaw is now coming back into his life. So there's some parallels that we can draw. Parallels means two lines that run together and never meet. Okay, like train tracks. Some similarities that we can draw about the time he had Crenshaw. Crenshaw showed up in his life in first grade, and then Crenshaw's showing up now. So what are the similarities? And I'm going to end with that, and I want you to think about that. And then tomorrow I'm going to start part 3. Right. So you have a good rest of your evening. It's a beautiful evening out there. Hopefully you got to go outside today and get some fresh air. All right, well, have a good rest of your day. Okay, we'll see you tomorrow.